Yeah. Well, there we go. Okay, all right. Good evening. The Municipal Council combined meeting of Monday, December 8th, 2025 is now in session. It's 6:05 p.m. And could you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Madam Clerk, could you read the roll call, please?
Councilmember Brusher.
Here.
Councilmember Coyle. Councilmember Harris.
Here.
Councilmember Patel. Here? Oh, what?
He's going to be late, like Joe.
Oh, he's going to be, okay, sorry. Councilmember Patil. Councilmember Pointer.
Present.
Councilmember Shmuel.
Here.
Madam Clerk, could you read adequate notice?
Adequate notice of this meeting as required by the Open Public Meeting Act of 1975 has been provided by the annual notice sent to the Home News Tribune and Star Ledger Desi Talk on November 18th, 2024, and posted in municipal complex on that same date.
Very much. Council President remarks. First of all, I hope everybody had a nice Thanksgiving. And I want to thank Council Vice President Pointer for filling in. I was able to watch some of the meeting, and he did his usual excellent job. Also, I want to encourage people to, we have many vacancies on boards and committees, and I would like to encourage people to consider applying for some of these committees. I'm looking for the committees. Where are they? One second. Give me a moment. Application. Where did that go? Here. I'm looking. It was under open standards, ethics. No. Housing. Where's the one from you? Council appointments. Oh, is that the one? Yes, okay, very good. Thank you, okay. So for the committees that are appointed by council, we have a vacancy on the Ethics Committee, and we need a Republican for that particular vacancy. Housing Authority, we have one term that's up for reappointment, but if that person does not apply for reappointment, we certainly would welcome someone to apply. Open Space, the entire board expired in 2024. Zoning, we have 3 terms up for reappointment, and once again, whether or not these people reapply, we would certainly encourage you to consider applying. Smart City, 6 terms up for reappointment and 1 actual vacancy. And finally, the Veterans Memorial, there are 7 vacancies on the Veterans Memorial Committee. And you know, that's going to be, I think, an important one, especially as we're coming up on the 250th anniversary of this country. I think it's going to be more important than ever. So I would really encourage people, if you want to have a voice, if you really want to be able to make a difference and make a contribution to our community, this is a great way to do it. So I thank you for your attention to that. And with that, let's see. Oh, and the last item is that the ordinance 2268 has to be removed because the newspaper failed to advertise. And I want to thank, in attendance tonight, Joel Bassoff for having pointed that out. He had the eagle eye to be able to see that and brought it to the attention of Council Clerk. Attorney Burns, do you want to, anything else you want to say about why that needs to be pulled? Because
just in order for us to actually pass it, consider it, do anything with it, it's got to be published. Otherwise, it wouldn't be legal to pass it.
So it will
plenty of time to get it done before the 22nd.
So it will be put back on the agenda for the December 22nd meeting. And with that, we go to unfinished business. Ordinances for further then the other, so ordinances for further consideration, public hearing, and final adoption. We also have an item, 2267, that is being pulled. And Council Vice President, can you tell the people why this is being pulled?
Thank you, Council President. In short, it was brought to my attention that how the wording of the ordinance is, in short, it makes the requirement a little too expansive as to when the environmental impact statement would be required. My intention, which has been discussed in the sense of, the intents of ordinances, is that when an application gets to the TRC, after it's been approved as an application, that's when it would actually be required for the boards to then consider. How it is written is that this would be required even before the application was approved or denied. I think that could have negative impacts widespread around application developments. So I've requested that it be pulled, and I am hopeful. I did send updated language for legal to consider in amending for the next council coming up. So I'm hopeful that the next council will take this up. Thank you, Council President.
Okay, thank you. So the one ordinance that we will be voting on for final adoption tonight is 2266, and Madam Clerk, could you read the ordinance? Oh, that's right, I'm sorry. All right. I wonder, maybe by December 22nd I'll get this right. I don't know. Right. Okay, so are there any comments, though, to these ordinances? Okay, seeing none, we will move on to the proposed ordinances. And so we have 2269, and 2269 and 2270. Any council comments on 2269 for starters?
Council President?
Yes.
Just to the administration, I know I sent a plethora of questions. I'm hopeful to get those responses before the 22nd. Thank you, Council President.
Okay. All right. Any updates on that? All right.
Give me 1 minute, I'll pull it up for you. Mr. Northgate actually answered these questions, so I will provide those to you. So, the conventional taxes. As far as the community center, so it's private ownership, so we wouldn't have anything. We wouldn't be able, it's not a public space, so that would be a no. LTTE law.
Sonia, can you speak a little closer to the microphone? Thank you.
Sorry about that. The LTTE law and this agreement requires an annual audit. So there's an administrative fee built in into this agreement, which equals 2% of the pilot. One of the purposes of the fee is to pay NW or similar financial advisor to review and verify the annual gross revenue. The annual service charge start date occurs when the project or portion thereof is sufficiently complete such that it can be occupied for its intended purpose. For example, when the first tenants move in. The reassessment, the reassessment would not affect the pilot during those terms. We can, they can perform that calculation that you were looking into. There is a typo in one of the units, but he believes only two of the, there's a typo on only 2 of the units. The unit count would be governed by the RDA and the redevelopment plan. To the extent that the 2 of them are in conflict, the redevelopment plan governs.
Okay.
Hope that answers some of it.
Yeah, there's a couple of other open ones. I'm okay with introducing, but I would like a hard copy of those responses.
Sure.
Thank you, Council President.
Okay. Any other comments or questions on that particular ordinance? Okay, we move on to 2270. Any questions or comments on 2270? Okay. Seeing on, review of the minutes. Any comments? November 24th. Okay. From the business administrator, number 8A, the resolution permitting the authorization for use of a procurement card. Questions, comments? Okay. Number 9, A through G. Okay. Number 10, A and B. Right. 11, Department of Public Works, A through D.
Council President,
Yes.
11B and C, these are final payments for Edison Courts 2 and 3. What is our warranty for the work? How long, how many years?
The warranty is usually for 2 years, but I'll
2-year
double
warranty.
check for you.
Okay. Thank you.
Anything else? All right. 12 from the Township Clerk, A and B. All right, we move into the regular meeting. Hopefully now I'll get it right. All right, so we go to the approval of the minutes for November 24th. I would be abstaining. I was not here. So can I get a motion to approve?
Motion to approve?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. All right, so we're back to the ordinances for further consideration, and we are looking at 2266. Madam Clerk, could you read the ordinance?
An ordinance amending Chapter 25, trees by amending subsections 25-6.1, exemptions from tree replacement.
Okay, I'm going to open it for the public for any comments or questions about this ordinance. Yes?
Joel Bassoff, Beach Lane. Glad to see that the township is going to be more stringent in protecting Edison's tree coverage and tree canopy. Good job. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Anyone else want to comment on or question this ordinance? All right. Motion to close the public.
Motion to close the public comment.
Second?
Second.
Thank you. Sorry? 2266, the ordinance. Can I get a motion to adopt?
Motion to adopt.
Second.
All right. And can we do a roll call, please?
Councilmember Brescher.
Yes.
Councilmember Coyle. Yes. Councilmember Patel.
Yes.
Councilmember Pointer.
Yes.
Councilmember Shmuel.
Yes.
Council President Harris.
Yes. All right. So for 2267, in order to, we are removing that, do we need to do anything with that? No, is that,
not being-
is that being tabled?
Yeah, it's not being tabled, it's being pulled from the
Pulled,
agenda
yeah.
entirely, so you don't have to do anything.
Okay.
You're-
All right. For 2268, that is being tabled to the 22nd. We do need to make a motion in order to do so, correct? All right. So can I get a motion to table ordinance 2268 to the December 22nd meeting?
Council President, I motion to table the ordinance until Monday, December 22nd.
Thank you. Second,
Second.
please.
Second.
Thank you. And can I get a roll call, please?
Councilmember Brescher.
Yes.
Councilmember Coyle. Yes. Councilmember Patel.
Yes.
Councilmember Patil. Oh, Councilmember Pointer.
Yes.
Councilmember Shmuel.
Yes.
Council President Harris.
Yes. All right, we move on to the new business of the ordinance 2269. And Madam Clerk, could you read the ordinance?
Ordinance approving the application for long-term exemption and authorizing the execution of a financial agreement with Fairway Country Club Urban Renewal LLC concerning the property known as proposed block 412, lot 5.04, commonly known as 1000 Inman Avenue.
Thank you. Can I get a motion to introduce?
Motion to introduce.
Yeah, I think this one needs the,
Oh, the
Yes.
reading.
yeah.
Actually, I should have memorized this by
Oh,
now.
yeah.
This ordinance be passed on first reading of public according to
We don't have our cheat sheets here.
Without it, I am.
Oh, Marlene, you forgot to put the cheat sheet for introduction.
You expect us to memorize this? Oh, my gosh. Give it to Nish. Thanks, Marlena.
Thank you, Marlena. Now, Council President, I move this ordinance be passed on first reading, published according to law for further consideration and public hearing set down for December 22nd, Monday.
That was splendid. That was splendid. Can I get a second, please? Get a second?
I was talking, I didn't hear that.
You're going to have to stay after class.
Second.
Second it.
Thank you. Okay. Can I get council comments? Any council comments on this ordinance?
Council President, I did have some question. This is the one with the country club, yeah. I did have some questions that I did ask the administration, whether the need for the pilot, also how we are going to alleviate the Board of Ed of any revenues that we are taking away from them. And I'm looking forward to those answers, but I am okay to introductions. Thank you.
Council President, I did forward it to both councilmen and Council Vice President. So with regard to the concept of the loss of revenue for the schools, it's a bit, I guess it could be taken out of context. So the board has a budget, it's funded, no money is deducted from the school because a new project coming online, which had not contributed any revenue in the first place. So it does not take any revenue away from the school. In addition, this project will not add a single penny to what the school would need to spend.
Any other council comments or questions? Okay. Can we get a roll call?
Councilmember Brescher.
Yes.
Councilmember Coyle.
Yes.
Councilmember Patel.
Yes.
Councilmember Pointer.
Yes to introduction.
Councilmember Shmuel.
Yes to introduce.
Council President Harris.
Yes to introduce. Okay. And 2270, Madam Clerk, can you read the ordinance?
An ordinance amending Article 5, Boards, Commissions, Committees, and Agencies of Chapter 2, Administration of the Municipal Code.
All right, thank you. Once again, can I get a motion to introduce?
Council President, I move this ordinance be passed on first reading, published according to law for further consideration and public hearing set down for Monday, December 22nd, 2025.
Thank you. Can I get a second?
Second.
Thank you. Do we have any council comments on this ordinance? Seeing none, can we get a roll call?
Councilmember Brescher.
Yes.
Councilmember Coyle.
Yes.
Councilmember Patel.
Yes.
Councilmember Pointer.
Yes.
Councilmember Shmuel.
Yes.
Council President Harris.
Yes. Thank you very much. Now we go to...
Council President,
Yes.
just point of order. I'd like to revisit 2268 and make a motion to put this back on the agenda.
So what happened is that the ordinances were sent to the newspaper for the required publication. The newspaper apparently did not publish that ordinance, so we can't actually
Okay.
move forward with it tonight, which is why it's being moved to the 22nd.
Okay, I didn't have the reason. Okay,
Yeah,
thank
no,
you
no.
for that. I didn't hear that comment before. I apologize.
That's all right.
Okay. All right. We move to public comment on the resolutions only. Any public comment? Yes, Joel.
Joel Bassoff, Beach Lane. Can we get some background information on resolution, the one pertaining to the purchase of a new garbage collection truck?
Do you have the number on that one?
Hold on.
673.
It's 673.
Okay, thank you.
First of all, it seems like a lot of money, over $250,000 for one vehicle, and I was just wondering why we need to purchase one at this point. As far as I know, we haven't expanded our garbage collection district, so I'd just like some information as to why the township is purchasing a garbage truck, and how competitive is that price for vehicles of that nature?
Okay. Any other questions?
That's it.
Okay, all right. Sonia?
Sure, so this replaces actually an old loader. So this is part of our general capital replacement program.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else on the resolutions only? All right. Yes, go ahead, Rachel.
Thank you. Am I recognized?
You are recognized.
Thank you. Before I get on the resolution, ordinance 2270 was never on the posted agenda.
We're not, we can't talk about the ordinances now. This is
Okay.
only the resolutions.
I'll come back to it, but it wasn't on the posted agenda and you voted for it. It's illegal, so.
You
I
know,
didn't know it was a combined meeting. I was ready to record the comments at the start. So no meeting Wednesday?
correct.
Done today? Well, just on the last one, R 675, and I'm gonna talk through the chair to Councilman Brescher on that one, and you too, but no one else listens, so I'll talk to you two. So on R 675, you're authorizing a permit fee waiver to St. James Church for hot water heater? That's the White Church?
I'm sorry, the what church?
The White Church on Woodbridge Avenue?
On Woodbridge Avenue, I believe, yeah.
Okay. Well, I hope we start buying things for all the other churches in Edison too, not just St. James Church. This is a good start.
I think we waive all fees.
Waive all fees?
Yeah.
Why is this the only church on here? It's the only one that needs the
It's-
water heater
it-
at the moment.
Yes, that's exactly why.
All right. Well, 2270 wasn't on the agenda and you voted for it, so I want to see what you guys are going to do about that, how you're going to fix that.
Thank you. Okay, anyone else on the resolutions? All right. Motion to close the public portion?
Motion to close the public comment.
Second.
All right, thank you. All right, so we go to the resolutions, and do we have anything to pull for a separate vote? Councilman Coyle, Councilman Brescher, anything to pull for a separate vote on the resolutions?
No, Council President, but can I just make a comment on the garbage truck?
Sure.
Just for a point of information, it's being purchased through the co-op, and the co-op is generally very competitive in terms of their pricing because of the, buying in abundance from several municipalities and such. Any of the times that I've researched retail prices versus co-op prices has always been competitive. And in terms of the turnover of vehicles, I've seen some of the conditions of our older vehicles. It's needed. So, thank you, Council President.
Thank you. All right, so nothing to pull for a separate vote? All right, in which case, we then are needing we need a motion to approve the consent agenda 660 through 675.
Motion to approve the consent agenda?
Second.
Okay, thank you. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Brescher.
Yes.
Councilmember Coyle.
Yes.
Councilmember Patel.
Yes.
Councilmember Pointer.
Yes.
Councilmember Shmuel.
Yes.
Council President Harris.
Yes, thank you. Okay, we move on to oral petitions and remarks. Yes, Joel.
Joel Bassoff, Beach Lane. I want to comment on the salary ordinance. I understand that it was removed from tonight's agenda because public notice wasn't published, but it's going to come up at a subsequent meeting. And my suggestion is that the item pertaining to the mayor's salary be severed from the ordinance pertaining to public officials. We all understand that township employees might be entitled to cost of living or longevity increases. But when it comes to the salary for the mayor, it's not a good look for lame duck council to be approving a 32%, $48,000 salary increase for a mayor right after the election. The last time that the mayor's salary was increased, it was Councilman Brescher who pointed out that when you're considering a salary increase for the mayor, it's not supposed to be for the person, it's supposed to be for the office. So my question would be, what has changed about the office of Mayor of Edison to justify such a massive increase, barely 3 years after the previous increase? If it was truly for the office and not for the person, then the issue of a salary increase would have been put on the agenda before the election so that whoever might be elected to that office would get the increase. That's the way the state does it for the governor. We're proposing an increase of the mayor's salary to $198,000. The governor of New Jersey, a state of 9.5 million people, currently gets only $175,000 to run the entire state, and that's going to be going up for the next governor to $210,000. Governor Murphy did not give himself a raise. The legislature authorized a raise for whoever might be elected to that office because it was supposed to pertain not to the person, but to the office. And I'd like to know how anyone could justify that the office of the mayor of Edison calls for a salary that's almost as much as the office of governor of New Jersey. And if this goes through, then the mayor of Edison is going to be getting a salary that's higher than the mayor of any other township in New Jersey. It'll be probably maybe the third highest mayoral salary in the entire state. So my suggestion would be that if you truly believe that there's something now in 2025 about the office of the mayor of Edison that calls for a raise of that magnitude, then maybe wait until before the next election so that it can be part of the agenda of whoever's running for mayor that well, this is something that Edison needs and requires. Otherwise, doing it this way, it just looks like a blatant, greedy money grab by the incumbent, and it looks like the council is just being puppets of the incumbent, and it's not a good look for the council or for the mayor. So please consider when the ordinance is up for adoption, sever that part of it and consider it separately. So my final question is, if you can answer it, what do you think has changed about the office of the mayor that justifies such a massive increase?
Okay. Let me just address a couple of points. First of all, I'm not crazy about the timing of this either. To be pushed into the second to last meeting of in what's now going to be the last meeting of this council is, I would have preferred that it would have come on earlier. So I agree with you with that. However, just by comparison, Mayor McCormick of Woodbridge makes over $200,000 as a full-time mayor. And Mayor Joshi is a full-time mayor. Now, the salary increase that he got before was when this position went to full-time. And so he is just simply going to, I think it's 199,000, something like that, is putting him on par, if you're going to do apples to apples, with a township of a similar size. And it's going to put him on par with that particular mayor. So, and to the puppet thing, I don't consider myself a puppet on this. I personally am in favor of this. I think it makes sense in view of making the comparison to what Mayor McCormick makes in Woodbridge Township with the same, basically the same population. So those are my comments on it. Yeah, Councilman Coyle?
Is he finished with his questions?
Were you finished?
My time's up.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I follow the rules.
Council President, I couldn't agree with you anymore, and thank you for supporting the mayor's salary increase. Let's face it, in the beginning of this change, you're quite aware, we've had part-time mayors forever who've had multiple jobs with this important part-time job, which now is a full-time job. It's most people would believe that this mayor's done a great job. There's a lot going on in each department. He's involved full-time. He has no other job. This is his full-time job. And I'd say he has a full-time job here and a part-time job here. He's here a lot. He's available to all the council here and every department. Aside from infrastructure, sewer, water, emergency response, snow plowing maintenance, he's up day and night for that alone. Let's face it, everybody's seen him out garbage trucks, snow trucks, out in the middle of a blizzard. He's available for the township. Public safety alone, we've increased our staff in public safety, in the police department, fire department. He's in on every meeting. He's in on every meeting with directors, DPW, Parks Department. There's been a significant involvement from mayors before, and we are very helpful and thankful of all the mayors who've brought us to this point. But no mayor has been full-time, and Mayor Joshi has proven that time management matters. Look at all the accomplishments we've had so far. We built turf fields, okay? We built a splash park. We've improved over 29 parks. I mean, the list goes on and on. It's justifiable. I'm fine with him making $275,000. He's running a $200 million company. He's handling all of our bonds, consulting, refinancing in our finance department, and 1,000 employees. I think it's very fair what the mayor gets, considering this is his sole responsibility. And I'm grateful, and I'm really truly happy for those who are listening and for the residents who are watching right now. You're getting your value. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Council President?
Yes.
Just two remarks on my end. One, if you just go based on CPI inflation, one of the original ordinances back in '93, the mayor's salary was $75,000, right? Adjusted for inflation from '93 to today, that would be $170,000. Now, you asked what the difference is from before versus now. Like, personally, I've been on site to see the extracurricular stuff that happens. So, for example, when the water main break is there, you know, I met him out there 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night to like see what was actually going on. This is not just like a 9-to-5 job. It is something that is constant. There's disruptions on it. It's not a typical type of position. So that's why I personally am in favor of it. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you. Any other comments? Okay, thank you, Joel. And yes, Sue.
Hi, everyone. Sue Malone Barber, Pleasant Avenue. I also have comments on Ordinance 2268. Well, I'll just read what I put together. In 2022, when we moved to a full-time mayor, we doubled the salary, completely $250,000. Completely reasonable and understandable. Now, within just 4 years, we are raising the salary another 32%. I'm not sure how we justify that. Nobody gets a 32% increase for doing the same job. So I ask, why do the taxpayers of Edison need to support such an increase? With this proposed increase, the cost to the taxpayers for our mayor will have increased 132% in 4 years. The salary for the mayor of Edison will be more than the mayors of Newark and Patterson, whose populations are triple Edison's. And he's very close, he will be very close to Jersey City, which is also triple. So I'm wondering why Woodbridge was the only measure. Edison taxpayers will be paying almost as much for our mayor as the entire state of New Jersey pays for the governor. The governor's salary going into next year will be $210,000, just $12,000 more than the Edison mayor. I appreciate that the job is not an easy job, but I also appreciate that when one is applying for a job, if they don't like the salary, they don't accept the position. So let's talk about, there is an argument to be made that there has been no cost of living increases. That's perfectly acceptable. I was in business, had a big job for a major corporation, and we gave cost of living increases every year from between 2 and 5%. If someone was extraordinary, 7%. If they got a promotion, 10%. So let's do some math with those percentages. If we had increased the mayor's salary range by giving a generous 5% cost of living increase over the last 4 years, the compounded increases each year would bring the salary to $160,000 going into 2026. Even if we had given an unheard of 10% cost of living over the last 4 years, every year over 4 years, the salary would only be $177,000 going into 2026. A salary increase of $50,000, $48,000 in 4 years is just way out of whack. Nobody gets that kind of raise for the same job. As stewards of our money, please explain how the justification for increasing the taxpayer burden is by such a large amount. And why is there no top range on the salary where all the other salaries have top ranges? I feel personally it's irresponsible to do this, especially in this economy when affordability is on everybody's mind. Other questions I have are, again, why weren't these increases part of the budget process? And why don't we factor in cost of living increases so it's not like this one kind of a made-up number compared to a neighboring township, one township? The highest populated towns are Newark, in this order: Newark, Jersey City, Patterson, 3 times the size of Edison. Elizabeth, and then Edison, then Woodbridge. So I feel like it's not really justified.
Thank you.
And I ask you to think long and hard about it before just rubber stamping.
Thank you.
Council President?
Yes.
Just a point of clarification, the 4 municipalities that she mentioned before here are a different form of government. They are all cities. They are not townships. So they have different
I would argue the
setups.
job's a lot
Sorry,
harder.
excuse me, your time is up. All right.
Council President?
Yes.
I just wanted to add with regard to the budget, we do consider the cost of living adjustments.
I'm
in
sorry,
the
you do
budget.
the cost
The
of living?
budget is,
Yeah.
the cost of living adjustments are in the budget.
Okay, all right,
So
thank you.
Every year, we do budget for them.
Thank you, thank you, okay. Tom?
Good evening, Thomas Lucky, Netherwood Circle. I'd like to shed a little bit of light on ordinance 2269, which is the, I call it the driving range off of Inman Avenue, 1000 Inman Avenue. I tried reading the ordinance or the attachment to the council agenda this evening, and there's no terms shown as for tax exemption. Excuse my ignorance, but how long is that supposed to go on? Also, it's kind of vague and ambiguous on how it's written. Even an attachment, the attachment I think is missing from the support documents that was in the follow-up information on the council agenda. But that area to put it says 2 5-story buildings plus a community center. I live across the street from that area. It took me over 5 minutes just to pull out onto Inman Avenue to come over, to come to the meeting this evening. Which also took me half an hour to get from Inman Avenue to door, to get to the meeting. Getting a couple lights, green actually, so I mean, you talk about improving quality of life, you talk about, making things better. It's going to putting those 2 5-story office buildings, however large or small they may be, you're taxing the infrastructure. I know there's going to be a traffic study done, and I know how people manipulate numbers, and it's going to be just like when they first did the Costco over there, and they said it's not going to really be a hardship. It's just, your roads are going to be overtaxed, your complete infrastructure, water, sewer, power, gas, et cetera, it's going to all be taxed. Schools, if I don't know, it doesn't say anything about age restricted or that the schools are going to be overcrowded. Then you're going to get the knock-on effect of building additions to the schools, et cetera. Talks about a community center. Is that for the complex or is that for Edison? It's written in such generalities that it's hard to understand, in my simple mind, how it's actually going to be. I would just, please take that into consideration when you think about that. Talking about salaries, let's just throw this out for a little food for thought. You pass a comment, Mayor McCormick makes, X amount of dollars a year. And Mayor Josie's not making that. Well, maybe Mayor McCormick, not saying he is, maybe he's overpaid. Anybody think about that? Let's look about controlling costs. And I think you're just like, you're opening yourselves up to where salaries are going to go up. Early on in the years, the public sector jobs, the salaries were pretty low, right, and the benefits made up for the low salaries. Right now, they're getting the best of both worlds. We need to be responsible in how we spend our taxpayers' money. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. Just a point of clarification for you that these units on Inman are going to be, I believe, 55 and older units. Okay. Anyone else?
Council President?
Yes.
Can I just address a couple of the questions?
Sure.
As far as the term of the pilot program that's proposed, it would be a 30-year program. The attachments that are missing, we get those attachments. Many of those are application documents that have items of confidentiality, for lack of better words, that are included on there. So that would be my understanding as to why it's not published, for everyone to see. In terms of what's just the development of the land, it's one of the largest contaminated pieces of land in the township. So that's one of the reasons why the request for the pilot program is there, is because there's going to be a lot of remediation costs associated with it on top of the actual development costs. Additional traffic, any development that goes there is going to have a traffic impact on Inman. In terms of size of the structures, that's guided by the redevelopment plan that was approved that sets the buffers, the height maximums, and all of that. So hope that answers some of your questions. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you, Council Vice President. Anyone else? Go ahead.
Council President?
Yes.
There was also the question that, similar to you, I had regarding to whether or not this pilot was necessary, and it was answered that without this pilot, we would not have this dilapidated spot be built upon. And it's important because as of right now, we're not getting much revenue from that spot. Now, with this pilot project, hopefully we can convert that project into something that helps the rest of the residents out, as well makes it a more useful land. Also, in terms of, as it is a pilot and it is age restricted, there will not be any kids going into schools. So that should not be an issue that we should be worried about, at least at this particular project. So yeah, I think there is some benefits that we are getting. Obviously, there will be some downsides, which will be the traffics, but that is something that we'll have to balance in the long term. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Just by comparison, the project that's going up and it's almost finished on New Durham on Durham, I'm sorry, in Metuchen, where the old Goulton property is, huge. And that is not age restricted. And I am very concerned about what the traffic is going to look like there because, and that's going to be Metuchen's problem, but then the school situation as well. But for that stretch of Durham, it's, I see a nightmare happening. So that point is certainly well taken. But I think given the differences in the populations, I think this is not going to be quite as much of having as much of an impact as it will in the Metuchen situation.
Council President?
Yes.
I just want to add to the property which is discussed. I think as long as I know Bob Deal, that property has been sitting for 30 years plus. We have a property that has an environmental issue, unknown, that could impact the environment and the surrounding neighbors. Finally, there's an investor that wants to put the time and energy into cleaning it up. It sat for 30 years. I think I remember in the Conbury administration, was it Visco? Does it sound like Visco owned it or something? Does that sound right? It went back that far. So finally today, someone is taking the risk of putting money into a project to make it for the common good, which is for 55 and up, which I think is great. We argue we don't want kids in our school system. They're giving us that. Some argue we want a pilot. They're giving us that. I think it's a win-win. I mean, for a property that just sat forever, I'm 56 today, so I think I knew about that property in my 20s. That's how long. And I don't want to say how old Councilman Deal is, but it goes back that far and probably further than the time I'm talking today. So, they're risk takers. God bless them. If they can get it done, I think it's a wonderful commitment for the town to finally see a property come together. No different than the property on Plainfield Avenue, which when I first met the clerk, Rosamano, next to me, we volunteered to clean up that site in 1995. This administration today, finally, it's cleaned up that site. It's proved to be something great. It sat forever. Who talked about it from this council or anybody who showed up? Nobody. Nobody complained that it just sat there abandoned. I don't think I've ever heard a complaint about it. So it's wonderful to see some things finally come together. I'm looking forward to more things happening. Thank you.
Thank you.
Council President?
Yes.
Just wanted to add one point. If we developed that property 30 years ago, we would have, over the time, $30 million added to our budget that we potentially lost out. So that's a significant amount of change that we could use for the benefits.
Okay, thank you. Yes, sir.
Am I recognized?
You're recognized.
Okay. I'm going to speak to you, Margot Harris. I'll speak to you. I'll speak to Councilman Brescher. Maybe Ravel and the chief, maybe they can too as well. Who approved the funding for the new private bathroom in the mayor's office with his own private shower? I'd like to know that. Why hasn't the mayor came out and made a statement about what happened? A kill list at Thomas Jefferson Middle School? Why hasn't he come out with the threat that came out at Middlesex County College? And people are asking, are the two connected? People want to know. He could at least came out with some kind of message of calm. He didn't want to do that. And you guys want to give him a raise. I'm against the mayor, and you guys giving him a raise. The same people that are going to vote to give him a raise are the same people that voted to ban the American flag. Yes, you did ban the American flag, Councilman Coyle, because you banned props, and you guys insinuated and said that people waving the American flag, that's a prop, and they were thrown out. You threw out Joel Bassoff. You threw out two senior citizen women. One of them used to be on the council, so it goes to show, hey, you guys don't even respect yourselves. Shame on you guys for throwing out Joy Ship Freeman. That really did not need to happen. There's no excuse for that. But again, you weren't throwing people out because of the American flag. You threw those people out because at the time you were targeting me. You never targeted the American flag. You never targeted props. Councilman Brescher, they were targeting me the whole entire time. We know this. and Joel Bassoff and the other two ladies, they got caught in the net. And it's a shame they got caught in the net, especially Joyce Ship Freeman. You guys should apologize to them for that. But the public safety director, Councilman Brescher, created a public safety risk when how many people came in here from out of state. Some of them came in here trying to sell ghost guns, 3D guns. And that wasn't my doing. I think that was the doing of you guys and the way you guys came after me. I'll talk to Ravel right now. If you see what's going on in Westfield, or I don't know, what's that other town that they're going to those council meetings doing that stupid shit? And they're getting kicked out, dancing. They're doing every stupid shit imaginable, okay? And they're allowed to do it because they're put through a lawsuit. Why were you guys coming after me for the mask? People go all across America, they wear costumes, and they go to the meetings. I mean, you guys knew this. But you guys had to gaslight me the entire year, okay? Think about it. If what you did to Joyce Ship Freeman, one of your own, she's one of you guys, a few years later down the line, that's gonna be done to you, Margot. Or you, Joe. You know, the difference is I hope it gets done to you, Joe. And yeah, I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted in himself giving himself a raise. He doesn't deserve it. He hasn't done nothing. And when we had part-time Mayor Tom Lanke, he did a lot more than Mayor Sam Joshi. Every resident that came for an appointment, he saw them, he respected them, he had courtesy, you understand? He had compassion, everything. Mayor Joshi has none of it.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Anyone else? All right, can I get a motion to close?
Motion to close the public portion.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Thank you. All right, we move to from the council member to the planning board.
I'm sorry, I have nothing to report. Thank you.
Okay. Reports from all council committees, starting from my right. Councilman Brescher?
Not at this time.
Councilman Coyle?
I'm setting up a meeting with DPW to discuss the yearly planning for 2026. We also had a light discussion, like we have every year, about being prepared for the snow. And we are fully prepared. Salt trucks, snow plows, truck power, and also staff power. So very, very pleased to be prepared for the snow when and if it comes. Thank you.
Moving on, I'll ask Council Vice President.
No, this time. Thank you, Council.
Councilman Patel.
None at this time.
And Councilman Shmuel.
Not at this time.
All right. For myself, the animal shelter, again, a very productive month in November. Adopted were 33 felines, 18 canines. Reclaimed by their owners were 3 felines and 13 canines. Currently in the shelter, and I think this is actually, for the canines, it's less than, there were 2 dogs that were adopted over the weekend. So, but as of November, it was 13 canines that are still in the shelter and 34 felines in the shelter. So I just want to say that I am so proud of the shelter. I think they've been doing a wonderful job, and they've been really cooking. So I'm very happy to have been the liaison to them, and they're doing a wonderful job. Thank you. And we now go to, and the Cultural Arts Commission did not meet this month because we did not have a quorum. The next meeting will be January 6th. I'm hoping at that point I will no longer be a liaison. I'm hoping I will become a permanent member or a regular member of that commission. We go to points of light. Let me just start with a few announcements. Holiday House Decorating Contest, register by December 10th through Edison Recreation. Judging will take place on December 12th, 6 to 9 p.m. Winners will be announced on December 15th. Do we know what the prizes are? Anyone know what the prizes are for this? All right. December 12th, Edison Recreation along with Edison Visionary, annual holiday dance for teens and adults with disability, 6:30 p.m. at Mini Beeville. December 13th, the Winter Wonderland at Papiani Park, 4 to 8:30 p.m. Entry is free. Tons of winter activities to enjoy. December 16th, the lighting of the menorah at the JCC on Oak Tree Road, starting at 7 p.m. And December 20th, Parents' Night Out, 5 to 9 p.m. at Mini B Veal, $10 per child, grades K through 5, pre-registration required by December 17th. Anyone else for any points of light? Does that say anything? Okay, okay. Oh, and there's also, there is a community health assessment to participate in our anonymous survey by January 16th. You can, there's this long, there's this code that you can scan. Otherwise, there's, this is a very long HTTPS. It's on, so it's on the website, so you can scan the QR code, or you can just go on the website. So it's a community health assessment, which I already took part in this, but I would encourage people to take part in this. With that, any other points of light? All right. We move on to discussion items. Let's go to you, Council Vice President.
Thank you, Council President. The only item for resident concerns, the residents on Brower Avenue were saying that there's still speeding occurring from the school buses that traverse it to go the back way to Herbert Hoover. So if we can just communicate with the Board of Ed on that, I'd appreciate it. Thank you, Council President.
Okay. Anyone else? No one else besides myself is on here. Anyone else wanted to add anything to council discussion items? Okay, seeing none. For myself, I removed the proposed ordinance about council salaries and gave this long and hard thought. This, again, being given to us at the end of the year was not exactly something I had an appetite for. And also given that Councilman Patel, Council Vice President Pointer, and myself are no longer going to be on council as of January 1st, we didn't feel comfortable having this put in our laps. For myself, I can only speak for myself on this, I really wrestle with this because the proposal is for what is close to 100% increase in the council salaries. And I have a hard time justifying that. I don't have a problem with a raise in the council salaries, but a almost 100% raise is just something that I have a hard time with. And again, now I'm going to use Woodbridge as a comparison. While the mayor is making, as I said, about $200,000, council there is making maybe $14,000 or $15,000. And they should be making more. But I just have a hard time, and I especially have a hard time, and I find it, I guess I would use the word arrogant, that this council, the same council who took away 1/3 of the public speaking time, would be getting 100% increase in their salary. I have a very, very hard time justifying that. So we are not going to be voting on this during this council, and the future council can take this up if they so desire. But this is why it was decided to remove this particular ordinance. That's all I have to say. With that, I want to wish everybody a happy Hanukkah, people who celebrate. And we can get a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
This council is adjourned at 7:04 p.m. Thank you very much.